Hello Year 8. Today we're going to be looking at Dickensian villains, and we're going to be working towards beginning to write up our essay or an essay response. But before we get on to that, what do these characters all have in common? There's Scrooge, Miss Havisham, Thomas Gradgrind, Josiah Bounderby, Bill Sikes and the Marquis. Our lesson objective today is to plan and begin writing our essay on Dickensian villains. So the title is Planning an Essay on Dickensian Villains. Quick check, you need a pen and a pencil, your exercise book, and you've already written the title, so we're good to go. There's no extract today. Also, I will say there are slides on here that have got quite a lot of information on them, so you're going to have to stop the presentation video, YouTube, whatever, on occasion to look at them. Well, all these characters are presented as in a villainous manner. That's what they've all got in common. I mean, Scrooge arguably does become a better person at the well, not arguably, he does. So he's slight standout. The rest of them are relentlessly grim. Essentially, you're being asked to write in detail about what the characters are like in the extract we have studied and why society may have made them this way. So, you know, Nancy's always a good one. She is probably, you know, quite a nice person actually. If she had been born into the middle or upper classes at that time, she would have been, you know, possibly a nurse or done something really good. As it is, she's had to sort of duck and dive because she was born into poverty. So how does the context shape the characters? That's one of the things that we're going to be looking at. As you know, we're focusing on Dickensian villains, so you're going to start planning your response now. Planning is very important. Don't ever underestimate the importance of it, and that's a research-based finding. It's not something we've just made up. You need to carefully think through your answer before starting to write. So your task over the next 3 minutes is to write down all the villains we've come across in Dickens over these lessons. Highlight the 3 that you feel you could write the most about. Right, I've chosen Scrooge, Bill Sikes and the Marquis. Now I'm going to mind map my ideas about how they are presented in the extracts we have looked at. I'm going to try and include some references to society to help me later on. You need to do this, so you may wish to look back at your notes and extracts. So it's not a test in that regard. You're quite allowed to go back and look at your notes. Take 10 minutes to do this mind map. Here's mine. Have a look at that. See if yours is anything like that. You know, obviously if you pick different characters it's not going to be the same, or even if you pick the same characters it won't necessarily be the same, but are you getting that type of information down? Physical description, social class, context and so on. Now all good essays have a clear argument. All that means is you've got a clear point that you're trying to make. All right, so this is because you need to convince the person reading it that your answer is correct. Looking at the notes you have made on your mind map, ask yourself what draws all of the information together. Difficult question that, but see if you can do it. And then write one sentence that sums up this. So if you've come up with the idea that it's poverty that makes people bad, or you know, or behave badly anyway, then there's your answer. You know, if you think it's I don't know, jealousy, then there's your answer. But that'll be the basis of your argument. I would say that these people, the villains, for the most part, are you know, it's because of the circumstances they're born into. That said, plenty of people, as we see in Dickens, are born in, like Bill Sikes, for example, is born into poverty, and he ends up killing Nancy, and he's probably killed before in the most brutal way. But there's plenty of people in his position who don't do that. So it's not just the context, is it? It's not just the society. So possibly it's something to do with personality as well. But you've got to come up with a clear argument, which is basically the point you want to make. Is my argument. Is it, you know, is it from poverty? As I said, I mean, I've said most of this already, so you can see I've got it down in well, not black and white, but in yellow, turquoise and green. So you can have a look at that, and hopefully yours is something like that relating to the characters that you've picked. Step 4 is to plan the order of your essay, which order you're going to put the points in, and gather evidence. Now you've decided your argument, you need to work out what points you're going to make and what order you're going to put them in. So in bullet points, write down what each paragraph is going to discuss. This may be good. This may be a good opportunity to find your quotations. So you've got your points, you've got your characters there, you've got your argument that you're going to make, and now you're going to, all you're deciding now is what order you're going to make those points in. Okay? I want you to spend the rest of the lesson writing up your answer. Remember to analyse language and structure like we've been practicing in the build up to this lesson. Use your plan that you've created to help you. And the question is, how do you think Victorian society shaped Dickens's characters? All right. So you've got all the tools there, got all the mind maps and everything. So have a go at it. Don't be daunted by it. The thing about these skills is in English is, it's like all skills. The more you do them, the better you get at them. So pile in and have a go, and I will look forward to reading your work. Thank you very much. Year 8.